Welcome to the BCG Insights Reportal demonstration video. Through our Best Places to Work programs and our independent survey service known as Best Employee Surveys, we survey over 6,000 employers and their employees every year. As a part of that process, most find the employee feedback information to be priceless. The BCG Insights Reportal is how employers view, understand, and work with their employee feedback. We are helping to build better workplaces, and the Reportal is a big part of that mission. The purpose of this video is to give you a quick tour of the Reportal, including many of its features, tools, and employee feedback reports that are available. So let's get started. Once your survey project is complete, you will receive an email containing a link, username, and password that will allow you to access your customized Insights Reportal. So on here, if you enter your username, where my mouse is, and your password, we then ask you to do just a little bit of math to make sure that you're not a robot, and then we take you to the first landing page of the BCG Insights Reportal with your information. Here, it's just a sample company from a sample Best Places to Work program. And what we have here on the landing page is two big pieces of information, normally what employers want to see first. And it's the employees' survey response information in this first box. And if you mouse over things, they will highlight different averages. The next box over is the overall scoring from your employees. And if we have previous year's data, you will see that there as well. And these percentages represent the percentage positive response from the survey statements that were answered by your employees. Now, in each of these boxes, and you'll see this throughout the Reportal, there are little eyes with circles around them. You can click on those and it will bring up more information about what that piece of data is telling you if you need more explanation. You'll also see some arrows in what looks like a little tray there. That is to download, cut and paste the graphic, as you might want to put it into another document for presentation purposes. You might see a drill down button that will take you to more information about that particular item. So if you hit drill down for employee survey response information, you now are taken to a page that gives you all sorts of great information about your responses, how many you surveyed, how many responded, taking a look at the different demographics, if you scroll down, of the numbers of people in those graphics that completed the survey. As you move on through the Reportal and all the different pages, you will always see this download report up in the upper right-hand corner. I'm kind of going around it with my mouse. If you click on that, you will be able to download the full employee feedback report in an Excel format. That can be very useful as you start to really dig down into your data. Now let's go back to the left-hand column and take a look at what we think is sort of the main page of the Reportal. And this is all of the different categories of statements. And if you scroll down, all of the questions within that statement. And if you mouse over them, you can see a box that pops up that says percentage agreement, percentage disagreement, neutral answers, to give you really more granular information about each one of the statements in these main categories up top. And each of these main categories, and you can use these little blue buttons on either side to go back and forth, are for that the category as a whole: percentage of positive response, percentage negative, and so on. You can get to any of those categories by pushing these blue buttons, or you can go back to this left-hand column, and as you can go down and look at all the different categories of information. One of the things that people love most about this particular Insights Reportal from Best Companies Group is the fact that you can create a heat map from all of your data. So let's create that heat map, and what this shows you, it applies colors to different ranges of percentages. So you can really zoom in to see where your problem areas might be. It launches an Excel spreadsheet, and then as you can see, what we've programmed in here for the ranges in terms of red and green, it'll highlight in red all of the numbers that fell below that certain range. And that all of the statements down the left-hand side, all of the demographics across the top, you can really play with this and apply different kinds, different levels of input to apply those colors. So that can be very, very useful. As we move on, we look at benchmark reports. It's really important to be able to compare your data with other data that might be out there. And for our Best Places to Work programs, we have a comparison that allows you to look at your results compared to those who made the list in your particular Best Places to Work program. So for example, we're looking at a comparison up here of all that made the list. Percentage agreement, your results versus those who made the list. And then again, you can get granular with it and do for each question versus just the category. So that's very interesting to work with as well. Year over year comparisons is something else. If we have historical data for you, we want to make sure it's really easy for you to look at your information compared to last year's information. And again, as you look at these boxes, these are categories of questions, and down below are the specific questions that you can compare to as well. Also, our surveys have open-ended questions, not just the strongly agree through strongly disagree questions. And so we want to make sure that that information gets back to our clients as well, and the employers that go through this process. And so when you have those open-ended questions, all of the answers are right there as well. And again, when you go up into this upper right-hand corner, you can download this report to keep for later as also. The last item here is additional insights. Even though that we have our basic package of insights and feedback reports that go to our employers, people want to dig a little deeper sometimes and want to get more information in additional reports. For example, the key driver analysis will tell you the statements that are having the biggest impact on employee engagement in your organization. And that could be information, additional information that you would like. Or response distribution reports that goes, again, a little bit deeper in terms of the demographics and the numbers of employees in each of those demographics that answered a certain way. So as you go down, we won't go through all of them, but you can see there are national benchmark reports, industry benchmark reports, all available to the employers who go through our process and want to look deeper into their comparisons. The one last thing I want to mention before we exit out of the video is if you look at your survey response information, you can really start to look at that in very different ways. I pushed on the wrong button there. Survey results. So if we go into your survey results, you can look at the filters at the top. This is great. You can start to apply filters and rerun these reports. If you want to know what just the women thought, you can apply that filter and it will create a new set of graphs and a new set of way of looking at your information. And again, you can always download those into an Excel format. And also, that becomes really important when you really want to narrow down and get to the heart of where some of your successes are and maybe where you need to improve. The one thing I will caution on this particular page is if you over-filter, and if the filtering results provide less than 5 responses, then you're not going to see any data, and you're going to get a message that tells you that you've over-filtered and you need to go back and try again. So with that, I think we've covered most of the Insights Reportal. As always, if you are having trouble, if you want to talk to someone, if you want to walk through some of these things, please, as I go down here to the lower left, contact a survey specialist. All you need to do is just give us a little bit of information about you, send us a quick note, and we will respond and help you the best we can. So with that, I will end the tour. Thank you for taking this tour and being interested in what we have to offer here on the BCG Insights Reportal. And again, if you have any questions, please let us know. And as always, when you're finished, you can always go back up here into the upper right and log out, and that will take you right back to the beginning page. So with that, I will bid you adieu, and thanks again for taking the tour.